Yeah, all right. We got the red button. Everything is live and working. What's happening, Fish and Friends? Sorry about the delay there. Like normal, some technical difficulties. We always have to be fashionably late on DEBO'S Fishing Lives. Again, this is like low budget, not professionals. We are not the cream of the crop when it comes to YouTube fishermen, right? We're at home doing our stuff just like you guys and gals watching. So, what's happening, all you beautiful people? We love y'all. Thanks for joining us, Randall. What's happening in your
Yes,
neck of the
sir.
woods?
Not much. I don't know if you saw actually I sent you a text about it, but I caught a decent one the other day. A nice
I did
almost
see
four
that.
pounder. God, I set the hook on that thing and I was just like I actually, you know how I tend to maybe fling some of the bass up out of the water a little bit potentially aggressively. I happened to do that with that thing also, and then it kind of
That's all
like
right.
bumped up against a rock, and it realized, oh man, I'm hooked on something. I don't like this, and it took off like a bat. Very
Good
fun.
time. Hey, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Tonight's theme is cold water fishing, winter slash late fall. Like it snowed here. We got, I don't know, dusting of snow. Most of it's gone because obviously the ground is still decently warm, but we got a dusting of snow. It was high of, I think, like 31 or 32. Hawks played today. They won. So, I mean, cheers to that. That was a good deal, but got to watch them
Holy
play
cow.
in the chilly chill. I know that's 3 games in a row, dude. Hopefully have a
Man,
turnaround. Offense still sucks. Thank goodness for the defense, but it's chilly. So that's the theme of today, Randall. I was looking back on pictures, and November
mm-hmm.
30th, so it was almost December. I caught a 5 pounder with you. It's been 2 years ago at a lake we
Was
fished quite a bit on a tiny, tiny
micro
jig,
micro
micro
jig, yeah.
jig. Yeah, one of these. I'll
I
I'll show
remember
more
that.
of it. It's in the thumbnail. We're going to talk about things that have worked for us. Again, hey, listen, we're not pros here. If you're looking to win tournament secrets here for the best guys on YouTube, we are average at best. But I will try to give any secret I have or anything that I've done to work to help all of you out because that's what fishing's about. Some people don't share that stuff, and I don't know. Listen, hey, we're all friends here, so that's what we're doing. Also, we're going to have a few different giveaways. Now, I'm not going to give away the exact terms yet. There's going to be a couple. So this is one. You'll notice that it's red, white, and blue themed. The bottom blue bolt, I can't touch these because I literally just clear coated them. It's got a red bolt, a blue bolt, and then goes to like a white belly with a top little finish there. And then also a jerk bait. This is actually a 6 cents provoke that I found. I put a little tape over it so you can see it's a 6 cents provoke. But I found this the other day fishing. It's kind of a crackle Murica jerk bait. Couple of these, I'm not going to give away the secrets as to what this giveaway will be. I got to find a safe place to try to put these.
You did also want to say must be present to win, and if you're in Canada, you can get a gift card or something. Nope, Debo got up. Starting early tonight, folks. Starting early.
Yeah, we won't. That won't be necessary because there's probably a little bit of a different uh, sketch to win in those. But we'll also have a different giveaway for that one. You do have to be present. The other ones you got to be present too. What was the other thing? Yeah, if you're in Canada for the other one, you're gonna get a gift card instead. So anyway, okay, so cold water fishing, that's the theme for tonight. So I'm gonna start off with, and it's gonna kind of run into yours. What baits do you all throw? Now, what's everybody's weather like? Of course, this is going to vary across the country. So like I said today, high was I think 32. We got a sprinkling of snow. Funny enough, I was watching MLF before the Hawk game. It was December in Tennessee. They were on not Chickamauga, but the smaller one. Why can I not think of it? Chickamauga is the big one in Tennessee, and then it's, oh my gosh, somebody help me! It's the River Lake on Tennessee River. Oh my gosh, not Hartwell. Oh my God, Watts Bar, yes, Tennessee Bassmaster. Thank you, Watts Bar. So they were at Watts Bar December, and they're like, oh, it's winter fishing here. What are the techniques going to be? And they're wearing like hoodies, and I'm like, oh wow, must be nice to have hoodies in December in quote unquote winter fishing. So MLF, interesting thing was number of guys fishing shallow cover. And I'm sorry, this wasn't MLF. Gosh dang it, I'm getting everything mixed up. It was before MLF. It was Dude's Show. Jesus, we're already all over the place. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes, you are.
Before MLF, they were fishing Wallace Bar. It was a fishing show. I forget the gentleman's name. Older dude. He hadn't fished it for 30 some years. He looked like he had done tournaments and stuff. I don't remember the guy's name. But December, Watts Bar, and they were flipping and pitching structure. So flipping a jig and flipping a Texas rig round wood. So this is, again, a place that they draw down. That's not something we deal with a ton here. We've got a few places, but, there's a lot of spots where they'll draw way down for the winter, right? So they drew it down, flipping and pitching a jig in Texas rig against shallow wood, the wood that they could find that was still kind of visible where they could see it. So you've got a jig and a Texas rig if you're in South, and they moved off to swim baits, smaller paddle tail swim baits, and jerk baits off points, windy points when the sun started coming up. So those are kind of things that come to mind. But I thought the thing that was interesting is, with us here, we were in kind of late fall, and then it's like, hey, guess what? It's 32 degrees, snowing, and stuff is crazy. Stuff tends to move faster in the north. I was talking to my guy Fat Boy Fishing. I have not been paying attention at all to chat. I actually just brought chat up, but up there they've got snow. Somebody else was in northern North Dakota, sent me a picture, and they had a bunch of snow already, right? So it depends on where you're at for the time of year. So I'm going to kind of give my generic. Should still work in most places. Some places might be a little ahead of us now. Some places might be behind. So take it for what it's worth. But the first thing we're going to go over is jigs. Jigs, as Randy has said before, he will pound this into the ground. If he could fish a jig 57 ways, he would, and he does. But they work all year round. Look at, and I even had one ready. This is the stellar color they call black, blue, purple chartreuse. Very, I put a lot of time. Warrigal put a lot of time into thinking of that name. But a little jig like this, and Randy has really turned me on to these finesse jigs. So this is just a ball head, if you can see it, just a round ball head. Oh, and there we go. Already freezing. So this is what I was telling Randy before. I was having all kinds of issues with my camera freezing. No clue why.
Well, I got, hey guys. So yeah, I was actually there he is. He's back. Oh, he went away again. So this is, I'm just gonna kind of go through a little bit here. So this is my regular jig. This is the old War Eagle. You notice the skirt hangs down quite a bit. So I'll normally go and take this. I'm gonna kind of do it right. Oh, hey buddy, what's going on?
Oh, not my camera. That's what. I don't know. Dude, did it seriously just freaking freeze again? What the F, dude?
Oh, that's silly.
That's disappointing, dude. What the hell? I hadn't had any freaking issues with this. I unhooked everything. This is a brand new cord.
So okay. So as I was saying, I took that and I cut, you see how I kind of cut off and now we're about even? I took off what is a decent little amount. I mean, not really a ton, but cut off a little bit. And honestly, jigs, I've said it 100 times before, there's just something about that little jig that, just does better in some instances. Let's see here. Crappie Kev, favorite jig? It's got to be the War Eagle jig. I love their colors. I love basically everything about it. They work well. I actually like they come in a 2-pack. And the reason that I like that they come in a 2-pack is I lose a ton of jigs. Like honestly, a ton of jigs. And I feel like if I buy, any of the ones that just come in the single 1-packs, that I toss it and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that one's gone. It broke off. Could have been the juice, could have been the amazing color, but 2-pack at least gives me twice the option, especially if I run across a new color like Debo was saying, that black. Was that black, chartreuse, and purple? For me, that's a new colored jig for War Eagle. Let's see here. Let me try to catch up on some comments here. Rob, first video. I'll say it's going. I actually need to figure out. So when I'm trying to side tangent real quick, when I'm trying to download on my computer, um, any of the files from the memory cards that I have, which I have probably shoot 280 gigs of stuff I need to download. I'm a little bit behind, but
All right, here we go.
he's back.
Good
Oh, I
Lord.
can't hear
All
you
right.
now.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Debo, is your microphone on? Can
Yeah.
anybody else hear Debo? No?
No? Oh my God, dude.
It's okay, buddy. We'll get through this. It's okay. Oh, Andy's gone. Whenever I try, sorry, whenever I try to actually download it, it freezes. The data won't move over. Randall Sully, just real
All right,
quick.
one more. Now can you hear
Nope.
you?
No.
Hear me?
Is anything muted anywhere, Debo?
No, everybody else
No
can hear me. They're
mutes.
saying they can hear me.
Do you have earbuds in?
I do.
And are those, you can hear me though, right?
I can hear you. Yep.
So not StreamYard's not muted. Your computer thing is not muted. There's no mute button on your microphone.
No, everybody can hear
Anybody
me.
else got any? You guys can hear it, Debo?
Yeah, they
Or
can
you
all
can
hear
hear
me.
me? Anybody else? Oh, apparently they can hear both of us.
Yeah, I don't know what to do for
You
volume.
we'll just keep going. I'll try to watch chat here and figure out how we go. Is it me?
Somebody type and tell them to jump out
Oh
and jump
boy.
back
So
in.
you keep going. If you're
Okay.
still there,
Anyway,
are you frozen,
oh my
Debo?
God, and I'm froze again, dude. What the?
Chili. Hmm. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. No. Oh. I wish I had my the Walmart Wi-Fi. Let's see here. Dang you! My screen's gonna go black just a second. I'm gonna try to repair my headphones. Hold on. Continue. And now. Man. Sorry, guys. This is kind of wonkers bananas here. Oh, sorry. That's my hand. Man, I have a lot of gray hair. Not a brewer's hat. If you guys remember the couple of weeks ago, like a Skimpy, that guy Skimpy, this is one of his hats. This is actually the first hat to come off the assembly line, I guess. It was pretty cool. First one ordered on. So that's a positive. I think my headphones are working right now. I wouldn't be able to tell you for certain because Debo's not in here. Let me take a look at these.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh my gosh, dudes! I am so sorry, Fish and Friends. Luckily, we've still got old trusty $40 freaking Wi-Fi internet. Stupid God, dude, it pisses me off so freaking. Like I could cuss so bad because I was trying to get everything set up before, and I spent $180 on this stupid freaking Elgato camera, and it's giving me nothing but effing trouble. So anyway,
camera.
Dude, I am so freaking pissed off at that. I even bought a new cord. I haven't had issues. I unhooked everything. I was trying to get old footage off of like these hard drives. So I'd unhooked, like I have a hub. I don't know if any of y'all, I'm not like super tech savvy. I've got one of these hub things that I had everything plugged into. Undid that, put stuff directly into my computer. Dude, I don't know. Anyway, okay, so we're back. Jig was the first thing that we were talking about. I don't know. I'm kind of shook. So jig was number
Yeah.
one. Randy, what else did you have to say besides jigs? You love
The only
jigs.
thing I went ahead and I actually covered. I went and took this and actually cut the skirt down a little bit too, just to make the
Oh,
profile a little bit smaller. Where
okay.
I can't make it less weight, but I could make the profile look a little bit smaller. And like I said, I took off. It's not a whole lot, but about yay much. If you can kind of see
Hmm.
that little
Maybe
piece
like
of skirt,
half inch, 3/4
about a
inch.
half inch, 3/4, somewhere right around there. But right as it, right at the bend of the hook is where I try to cut them at. So, but yeah,
Okay. I like it. I like it. Yep. And then I was going to go into now, if I had a nice camera, y'all could get a nice HD view of this. But this is okay. So this is not the Kitech mono spin jig. The Kitech mono spin jig was the one that I was using in the thumbnail. This one, I couldn't tell you who it's from. It's got kind of a little bit of a long skirt left below it, but this is one of the Yum Sonar minnows on the back of it. I was actually fishing. I couldn't find, there you can see like the UV threads. You see that? Contrasting against my shirt. This has those
oh
UV
yeah,
threads in it that really like
yep,
pop when sun hits it. So
hmm,
cool little jig. But anyway, little tiny jigs like this that you have to fish on a spinning rig. So this, I could literally take this and bend this out with my thumb, and this hook is super sharp, sticks right into my my thumbnail. But a small jig like that. So that's what I was throwing, and I was going to what now? It says DEBO'S froze. Kenny G. Oh my
I
God, Kenny G, you better be behind. I hope.
yeah, you're looking good
Um,
here on all of my
Okay, yeah.
ends.
Hopefully Kenny's just behind. But so the Kitech mono spin jig is the one that I've used and put the most time in with. I've had a couple good days on it. Like I said, one day caught like I don't know, 5 pounder. It was close to five. And I will show you all real quick since I can share and I don't have my fancy nice camera because I don't know, apparently that would be too much to ask of it to keep working. I don't know why I would want that, but let me see here. I will share this. People are asking about Black Friday deals. I don't know tomorrow. Next week might be too late. We'll kind of touch on some tonight since there are some going. So Tackle Warehouse, I'm guessing we'll have one. They don't have it now. They've got like a holiday shopping guide, but it's pretty lame. I wouldn't really waste my time going into that. It's just like bestsellers and stuff. But I know I see Rich is in here. Rich, if you want to if you want to comment with your code, I don't know if you can put that on top of the Black Friday one, but Omnia, if y'all go to um, Omnia, it's got 20% off right now. So 20% off most things on Omnia. I was going to grab a uh, new fish finder. Unfortunately, the stupid thing, it wasn't part of the 20% off. But most tackle and stuff, I'm guessing like rods, reels, all those things, you can get 20% off. So check out Omnia. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Randall Williams Soley says 6 Sense has their early Black Friday deals. I have not looked over there. I know Beast Coast Fishing. Beast Coast, I've used their stuff in the past. Y'all have seen me use like the Miyagi's and such. Apparently, they're getting out of the terminal tackle game. So they had a bunch of tungsten marked way down. So I grabbed some weights, some drop shot weights. I don't ever really use tungsten drop shot weights because I lose so many of them, but they had them like 50 cents each, which is cheap for tungsten. So I grabbed some of those. So check out them. Off the top of my head, those are the big ones. If anybody else has anything, leave a comment. Let everybody else know of any other good Black Friday deals or deals that everybody has going on right now. Let them know.
You
And
I did just see real quick. I just went and Googled it real fast, but I see that you can go get the Low Rance HDS 12 live. It's discounted quite a bit down to 26.50 if you're interested in one of those on the Low Rance website.
no, I was going to get the ice fishing one. So here, I'll run over here real quick. Actually, there's no need to. It was an ice fishing bundle I was going to get from Omnia. It wasn't 20% off because it's like $800.
Gotcha.
Okay, so yeah, Hellabass said his code doesn't stack. Otherwise, if there was not a Black Friday deal, make sure you guys go give some love to Hellabass, Punch Fishing, the Serious Angler guys. Try to alternate them. I think you can only use one of their codes once per month. So if you put in more than one order a month at Omnia, try to rotate the codes or every other month if you're ordering whatever. But the Black Friday does not stack. So thank you for letting us know that, Rich. Sportsman's Outfitters has their Black Friday deal. Is it Sportsman's Outfitters that I get the reels? Man, they used to have reels dirt cheap. And I think people kind of caught on. And unfortunately, a lot of that kind of fell off. But Tackle Trap, I've never ordered from them. Michael Bradley says 30% off, fall 30. That's a good deal. I've never used Tackle Trap, so I can't tell you. But so there's a few. I'm just kind of scrolling through. I'm sorry. Everything has been hectic. We've still got 257 people watching. Okay, so the deal was a couple giveaways tonight. I'm going to try to do a winter / cold weather fishing bundle for somebody. That's going to be the big giveaway where we do the hashtag winter, or I don't know, whatever at the end. But Veterans Day. Yesterday was Veterans Day.
Did he got up again? Hold on. Holy
I did.
cow.
Take a drink. Randy and I are big supporters of the military, our veterans. We appreciate the hell out of all you guys. So this was a little late, and I wish I could get a better showing of this because there's some detail that this camera is not going to pick up. But this is the Murica Crackle Red, White, and Blue. This is actually a 6 cents Provoke. I can't touch it because I just clear coated it right before this. You can see it up there. There it is. I found this on the shore when me and Randy were fishing. So I scratched it up, repainted it. Now it's a daggum red, white, and blue. This is one of the Do It topwater walking baits. It's kind of like the, why am I blanking on it? Reaction Innovations Vixen. It's kind of like that same blank. So it's got the red, white, and blue kind of lightning I did in there. You can't really see the blue one. It does contrast in person. You can see it on the camera. It doesn't really pick it up. Then kind of the white belly, and I signed them both. So veterans, if there's any veterans in here, hang on just a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. Hang on. Things and stuff. Deals. And I forgot I don't have anywhere to put these. Otherwise, we'll also be doing another giveaway at the end. Oh, God, they're going to fall over. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, veterans. Thank you, everybody. Service. Gramps. Anybody that follows Gramps. Any other veterans? Thank you. There we go. Hopefully those are precariously stuck there. Okay, anyway. Kitech Mono Spin Jig. So this is the one I was talking about. It's super light wire. You have to use a spinning rod. I mean, it's a tiny little jig. I was just throwing a dark green pumpkin. This one right here. 3/32 with, if you go over to Missile Baits, they have a perfect little craw. If you like to throw tiny little finesse jigs, check out the Missile Baits. I think it's the drop craw. My gosh, did I miss it? Did they not make it anymore? Oh, Lord, they might not make it anymore. Oh, dude. So it was the Missile Baits drop craw. Maybe they don't make them anymore, but it was a tiny little craw. I think it was supposed to be like a drop shot deal. I didn't know that. Okay, well, I've led you all astray. So find a small craw. Like I said, on this one, I was actually using the Yum Sonar Minnow. Looks pretty sweet. So that's the first thing, jigs. We're 23 minutes in and we covered jigs. Hopefully all are getting a lot out of this live stream. Okay, so next bait, Randy, if you weren't throwing a jig, what's the next bait you would pick up for cold water, winter / late fall fishing right now?
Honestly, I don't have a jerk bait in here, but I would probably throw a jerk bait, or I would
You would throw a jerk bait. Number 2, we both agree that a suspending jerk bait or a slow sinking jerk bait.
Yep, suspending.
And the big thing with jerk baits is, remember, you can tune how shallow or deep these are going to go with the line that you're using. So the lighter line, I'm always going 100% fluorocarbon on my jerk baits. I use a decently soft rod, not like crank, like super spongy, bends all the way down to the handle type thing, but a decent rod, but I don't want it so spongy that I can't work it with like a medium or even a medium light, because I didn't bring any of them up here, but I'm a flit. I want to say I'm a flit jerk bait.
I believe.
Let's look here real quick. I believe it's the I'm a flit. Has pretty light wire hooks. I had a couple of people say, "Oh, those jerk baits suck." I've been out hooks. The thing
Fishing in
is,
the southeast. Hold on, real quick. Fishing in the southeast
yeah.
said you can get the drop crawl, but only on the missile bait site.
Oh, good call. Okay. Interesting. So the I'm a flit I've had a lot of really good luck on. I fish it on a medium light rod from Lew's, and it's not what you would think. As soon as people hear medium light, I think they're going spinning rod, thinking, "Oh my gosh, that's like a bluegill type rod, like a panfish rod." But even a medium light and a casting rod is different from like a spinning rod. So it's got enough to work these, but remember, not a lot of them. So this is the Berkeley Stunna. This one has a little bit heavier duty hooks, size 4 short shank, I want to say, maybe size 5. But you have to match the rod to the hooks, because if you're trying to horse a fish on a jerk bait, and so going back to the show I was talking about earlier, what's that?
No, just my phone must have lost a little signal. You're good though.
Oh, okay. So
Sorry,
going
didn't mean
back
to
to the show
scare
that I
you.
was, that's all right. Going back to the show that I was talking about earlier, after they were flipping and pitching Texas rigs and jigs on that wood, they moved out to the windy points, fishing a jerk bait and another bait we're going to talk about. And he reminds him that I forget the guy's name of the show, but the dude's name was I don't even remember. But anyway, he tells the host, he's like, don't horse it, light line. He was fishing, I think, on 8-pound fluorocarbon on his bait caster. He's like, don't horse it, because he was kind of horsing in. So then he starts playing it, they land it, and it was like, I don't remember, a 4-pound smallmouth or whatever that he caught on a jerk bait. So you've got to remember, if you've got light hooks, you can't horse those fish in. So that was a perfect reminder. Goes back to the videos that I used to do before. Hook, rod, reel, line relationship, everything comes into play together. And holy smokes, we got Mr. Mike Dove of Thunderhawk became a member. Mr. Dove, thank you, brother. They've got some cool looking jerk baits too. Mike originally only sent me one pink jerk bait. He didn't have any faith in my jerk bait fishing. Kind of a joke between us, but he sent some baits to do for a giveaway. They've been super nice to us. They've sent multiple things over. Appreciate the folks over at Thunderhawk for supporting us. But jerkbait, somebody asked, what is my favorite jerkbait? I don't know that I would say the Stunna is my favorite, because it is kind of a slow sink. So when I'm thinking super cold water like this, I want a jerkbait that will like stop on a dime unless I'm trying to get down to like a certain thing. So if you're doing like a countdown, the thing with the jerkbait is fish, I would say 9 times out of 10 are not going to go down to hit a jerkbait. So if you're fishing a jerkbait too deep under the fish, I would say 9 times out of 10, they're not going to go down to get it. 9 times out of 10, they will go up to get it. It's easier for fish to feed up, especially when it gets colder, than it is for them to feed horizontally. So as a bank angler, I know we were going to try to focus on bank fishing. Any spots that you can find, instead of having like a gradual, like 45-degree drop off, if you're bank fishing, you have those spots where it's like, and then straight down. Try to fish those with the jerkbait. Now, cold water, the deeper drop-offs and steeper drop-offs you can get to from the bank, the better. You know, when you're in a boat, you can move around to all those. I mean, there's no way of getting around that. Boat fishing is definitely better in that regard. Try to find those deep, steep drop-offs. Throw the jerkbait. And I don't know what else I was going to say about that, but jerkbait definitely has to be one. It's a spinning jerkbait.
The only other thing I could say about that is if you know the lake well enough, especially that one time we were out with, and old Johnny was out on his boat, he was throwing a jerk bait and it was right above, like it only went down. So if I had to guess, maybe there was a brush pile down off of
Yep.
a pretty, so it was a slope, it went from pretty shallow down to, I don't even know how deep it is out there, but there was a brush pile right over top of it. And he was able to get his jerk bait to barely just tick the very tops of that brush. And he ended up pulling up his PB at the time. I don't know, it was like 6 something. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I completely agree. Try to keep it above them as absolutely much as you can. Favorite jerk baits, that's actually what I was going to talk about. Michael Bradley reminded me. He found some Lucky Craft pointers at Ollie's for $7. That's a damn good deal. We don't have any Ollie's around here. People tell us about the Ollie's deals, but we don't have any. So I would say Lucky Craft pointer is definitely one. The Ghost Minnow, me and somebody were talking about it on Instagram the other day. Ghost Minnow from Lucky Craft, if you fish clear water, is a top 3 color of all time for me. Like that color has done and crankbait, like just a square bill, and the jerkbait, which is, I think, the flash pointer. It was the one that had 3 hooks. It's a little bit bigger. Has killed for me. The Berkeley Stunna this year and last year, I put time in with it. Definitely like it, but it is a slow sink. Some of them sank a little bit quicker than others for me, but for the most part, they've been a pretty slow sink. And this color, which is bronze back, has been one of my favorites. So it's like kind of a goldish and then a silver bottom. The I'm a Flit has been a favorite for me. The Rapala Husky Jerk is kind of a sleeper old bait. That's probably the one that I caught the most fish on as far as a suspending long ago. Otherwise, a Rapala minnow, but those were floating.
I'm gonna have to go with the Rapala X Wrap. It's the ones that have the feather on the back treble.
Hey, actually, we talked about that last time. I've still never caught a fish on this. Randy loves these, and I have yet to catch a fish
in
on
that
one.
specific color. That color is
Randy loves this jerkbait. That's funny how like different you can be as an angler. He loves this one. This is like his best. I have a couple of these, and I've never caught a fish on one. Never.
Yep.
I don't know why. So those are some of our favorites. Hopefully that helps. But kind of going into number 3, and this one I put together as kind of a conglomeration. Hopefully this helps people out. Number 3, if you've got those deep points, if you've got, if you're in a boat or kayak or whatever, you can fish the humps, the deep kind of drop offs. From the bank, we're fishing oftentimes like the rocky drop offs, the rocky fishing jetty type things, and slowly bringing a swim bait to you. And there's a couple different ways you can do this. So this is kind of my mix up of the shin spin, which has a little vibration in front. Other people will use like the Mega Bass Okashira screwhead. People around here kill them on the river for bass, smallmouth. My buddy TJ, who used to fish a lot, he was always sharing pictures of him killing on those. Or you can go to an underspin. This is the Picasso single barrel. It's like a rubbery deal here that gives your underspin. And I like this because unlike the owner flashy swimmers that have broke on me quite a bit, this is flexible and this has not broke yet. So I fished a few of these. Or if you want to go real finesse, yep, there's the owner flashy swimmer there. For whatever reason, those wires break and I've lost a bunch. They're great around wood.
The actual wire on this part, right? Connecting
that part
the blade
breaks
to the
off, so it's just a belly weighted hook.
It's a very flimsy wire.
Yep, but they're great. I love them, especially if you're around cover. Otherwise, just go with a regular, and I would say small. This is the Arsenal Tactical Minnow 4-ish inch. Usually I'm going with like a 3-inch, so probably to there type paddle tail. 3.3 inch if it's Kitech. I think 3.3 is their size. Like a 3-something Rage swimmer, whatever. Everybody's kind of got their deal for it. But something that you can reel at a slow pace and still get a decent amount of tail kick out of it. For me, slow rolling, I've got old pictures of me in gloves just slow rolling a paddle tail. That's the only thing I've taken out and have crushed fish on it. And that's just small ponds and, lakes around here. The river, a little paddle tail like that works, it seems like all the time, especially for smallmouth. But the key is just slow. Once winter starts to set in, the cold weather, generally those bass are going to be down toward the bottom, around here, unless, down south, if you've got suspended bass or, schooling bass, I'm sure it's different in Texas and stuff. But here in the Midwest, and if you go back and watch some of my my ice fishing videos where I've got the camera on down there, you'll see, man, those bass are just cruising right on the bottom. You're fishing right along the bottom. So I'm talking slow, just enough to try to keep bottom contact every once in a while with that swim bait. Down humps, bringing it slowly up those humps wherever you think those fish are going to be, around docks, around wood, around rock, anything that's holding a little extra heat now. Paddle tail. Randall, what do you got on that paddle tail? I think that was one you were going to say earlier.
Yeah, it was a combination of, like an underspin with a paddle tail, or like you said, just a straight paddle tail. I feel like, it's kind of similar to a swim jig. Obviously, it's basically the same thing, but without a skirt in a sense, or can be, I should say. But it's really good to, you can obviously verify your retrieve on those a bunch. You can make it either the full on just slow roll retrieve, like you were saying, or I like to do the kind of like a little yo-yo and things like that. See if I can get it, to to hit any grass that might still be down there where they might be kind of in and out of, using it as, some sort of cover and things like that. But yeah, paddle tails are dynamite. Just a plain paddle tail on a even, weightless is phenomenal as well.
Yep. Yeah. Just, I mean, put it on a little jig head, go out there and have fun. Slow roll swim bait. Zero. Yeah. I don't know how I skipped over that. Yeah, a 6 cents provoke. I've had really good luck on those. I haven't fished the Jackal rearrange at all. And then the Megabass Vision 110 is kind of the gold standard. Clint asked that as well. I haven't put enough time in with them, but I would, reckon to say is the number of people that talk about them as being gold standard. I would not second guess that. I fished them this year and caught a couple dinks. Randy and I went out the other day, so not an accurate representation of what the Vision 110 can do, but it worked good. The one I had didn't have a split ring on the front of it, though. That pissed me off. The one that I wanted to fish. The other ones did, so they skipped it on one. So maybe a quality control issue on some of them, but yeah, I mean they're good baits. Look good, great colors. They definitely catch fish. I don't know what else I was going to say about that. Yeah, good colors, especially now with the JDM prices being down. I think I got all mine for like $11 when I ordered. Normally around here, I think they're like $20, 20 plus bucks.
Like 24, 25.
Yeah. Yep. So look overseas now. Look at some JDM markets if you're looking to get Vision 110s. Somebody was saying the X Wrap. There's the other Rapala one that's got the Ripstop. I know that's another one you like. That's got like the little tail on the back of it.
Yeah, I've got a few. I haven't used them as of recently, but I definitely should bust those
There's
out
one.
again.
Dak says that, the Ripstop. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Austin, you're late. Has the giveaway happened? No giveaways yet. So I want to know though who. So people saying lunker hunt turtle. Ralph, no, I would not advise a lunker hunt turtle.
Dude, there was that one time we were out and you would like sent me a picture of like some turtles or something like that, some plastic turtles that you had. And there was that one day we were out and it was nothing but turtles just everywhere. And I was like, dude, why didn't you bring your damn turtles, man?
So Nick said, where's the spinnerbait talk? Man, for me, that's a fall bait. I honestly don't slow roll spinnerbaits and stuff in the winter. I know guys do it, but I go to kind of some other things. South Jersey hit on one of mine that you can catch anything with. I didn't grab one, but I was going to talk about these together. For me, it's sort of like a rooster tail. For me, all sort of inline spinners were called rooster tails. I didn't know there was a difference in brands like a Meps and stuff, a Gila, or whatever the big one of fish is. Rooster tail for me, but also blade baits. I kind of put these in the same category as things that I had when I was younger. I fished them, but I didn't really appreciate these blade baits. I had some of the old cicadas. I don't remember if those were if it was Hedden or who made those. But some little blade baits like this. So these are the Demiki Vaults. I grabbed some of these at Omnia. I should have waited till the 20% off. Didn't. I grabbed a few of these, but these are cool because they have the 3 different spots for your snap. So I think the front is like shallow fishing, like light vibration. Middle is I think jigging, and front is like deep diving, or back is like deep diving, more thump, something like that. I don't know. I have to read. I just left it on the middle one because I was going to try to fish it shallow. I didn't get out today, but so rooster tail. If we're talking about an inline spinner, a Meps, a rooster tail, name your brand, tie it on. We're talking like around here, white bass, crappie, bass, bluegill. I mean, anything will eat them this time of year. Trout. Randy and I had a super fun trout day last year where I caught probably 20 some trout on an inline, and old Randy was struggling. He might not have caught many. It was a rough day, but they'll catch anything.
0.
Man, they're fun. Oh, you caught
0.
none?
I caught 0 that day. Yeah.
Oh,
0.
Damn, I'm sorry, bro. I wasn't going to say anything. You brought that up, but inline spinners are fun, and it's simple. If you're trying to match small bait, it's really just a little furry hook, treble hook, with a little tiny spinner in front of it. It doesn't make a big commotion. I know like around here, white bass, when white bass are schooling, it's a big thing that guys throw. That's actually what Dad was talking about. I think I put that in the video. He said, damn, I wish I had an inline tied on. I think he said rooster tail. But yeah, I mean, you can just catch anything on them. Yellow bass. I know the guys that fish for yellow bass, you can kind of jig them, pop them. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Inline spinners. They work. Tie them on. Mr. Twister with a grub tail. Yeah, actually, I'm hopefully going to get Nick the Bait Cave on. And Nick, I remember it was it early or late? We went to a pond. He had a buddy's pond. We hit up. I was fishing a Ned rig super slow, and I caught some fish, but he outfished me on like a little 2-inch white grub on a little crappie jig head, and he was catching good bass, like 2.5-pound bass. Caught a bunch more than me on a little grub, So
Yeah.
grub again is one of those things that will catch everything: white bass, crappie, hybrids, whatever. Let's see. So I want to know in the comments right now, let me know if you're a veteran. Like I said, it's Veterans Day. I want to thank all you all. If we have any veterans in here, comment, just say I'm a veteran or I'm a vet, or, whatever you want to put in there. Let me know that you're a veteran. I want to know because I made a post earlier on Instagram and just to see how many vets do we have in here. I'm interested to know. ALX rods. I've seen them. I have never used an ALX rod. Let's see the secrets. So people still talking about ripstops. I'm way behind. I'm at 8:12. Oh, so I'm only like 5 minutes behind. Okay, Lunker Hunt, Michelangelo.
Yeah, talking about the
people
turtle.
talking about the
turtle
turtles.
baits.
Okay, here's one. Jimbo. Lures for clearwater bank sight fishing, pressured or skittish bass. So are we talking like fall, winter, super cold stuff right now? I would say try to stay off the bank as much as you can. Fish can see farther than you would think. I've noticed that if you haven't followed some of my older videos, I have a green sunfish in a tank. And I was probably 10 feet away, flipping and pitching a lure, dragging it across the floor. And he saw it and went to the tank and was trying to get at it and backed off of it. Like sight, I think he has kind of opened up the eyes for me because as soon as I come down the stairs here, he's around the corner probably, I don't know, 20 feet maybe on the other side of the basement. And I'll see him come over and like be looking because he knows me. He knows me now. So like when I come up to the tank, he's like, oh yeah, what are you going to feed me? Other people come down, he'll like hide in his little cave. So I think fish can definitely see farther. I think the average or whatever when we had, I think it was Shannon said like 5 times what we can see. So if we put the lure down and we have a 3 feet of visibility, they have roughly 15 feet. And I think we underestimate that a lot in fishing, how good fish can see. So I would say stay away from the bank as much as you can. Don't go clomping up to the water's edge and try to fish it. Stay back from it. I would say use as light a line as you can get away with, which is hard for me because I tend to go as heavy as I can get away with. I mean, for clear water, especially now, like a drop shot, a Ned rig, something that you can move slow, kind of off the bottom. Otherwise, if you're going for moving baits, I would say like a little lipless, like a little 1/4 ounce. This is one we're going to touch on a little bit later. A chrome lipless used to be one of the only color liplesses or gold that I threw for a long time. And a little like 1/4 ounce one of these, which I used to use them for crappie, again, is one of those things that will catch everything. It would be similar in size to this little Demiki Vault, but imagine like a Bill Lewis lipless. Something like this that you can throw out deep and hop it off the bottom. Small finesse jig like we've talked about, suspending jerk bait. I would say long casts, lighter line, try to stay out of sight.
Yeah. I know one of the things that I was always told growing up, out trout fishing with my dad, he was like, if you can see the fish, they've already seen you. So it's good to be able to know where they're at, and maybe you can kind of get a better angle on them, trying to give them the old oop-de-doop and go around a different way or something like that. And just don't give up. If you want to give it a couple of tries and they don't want your swim bait, you should probably throw a jig at them, and they'll probably eat that, huh, Debo?
Yes, Randy, you have outfished me bedfish throwing a jig over my swim bait. I bow to the jig master. Yes, Randy, you are the jig.
Well, you wanted to bring up
The
that
jig
trout
Mr.
talk
Miyagi.
earlier too. So.
I didn't say you got skunked. You're the dummy that had to bring up. Oh, I got skunked. So here, since old dummy Randy had to share the rest of it, guess what? As he was walking out that day, he took his Daiwa spinning reel off his rod and threw it in the grass by me and said, "If you want that piece of junk, pick it up because I don't want it." This guy has a hatred for Daiwa reels. I don't get it. So
spinning
I
reels.
picked it up. I kept it as a souvenir out in my workshop, out in the garage. I hung it up. So whenever Randy comes over the next time to make baits, he can see that his spinning reel is there in memoriam of the day that Randy had a great trout fishing day. Matthew says Panther Martins. Yep, Panther Martins for trout work wonders. I'm not a huge like blade bait. For whatever reason around here, the inline spinners do the best for me. People were saying like the MEPs. What's the other one? Arctic Fox or Blue Fox, whatever those used to be. I know they used to have a bunch. Let's see. I'm getting down to some vet talk. So let's see.
Yeah, there's been quite a few vet talks in here. So that's awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at these. Randall, I'm gonna have you take over. What's one more lure that you would throw? Actually, let's talk about this one. I know you like to fish these. Let's touch on this one next.
Yep.
Give me some lipless talk, will you?
Yeah, for sure. So lipless, the one thing that God, what was it? It had to have been 3-4 years ago. Super windy day. We went out to one of our lakes that is, it's kind of weedy. There is some structure, there's some wood and things like that. And we were throwing everything at them, literally the entire kitchen sink, jerk baits, jigs, everything that you can think of. And for whatever reason, I just so happened to have I think it was either a gold or a chrome, shiny, kind of metallic crankbait. And I threw it out there and it just got smoked. It was actually a decent sized walleye too. And the thing about it is when I was pulling them in, you could look and see specifically the walleye had spit up one little, similar colored bait fish as to what my crankbait was. I want to say it was the silver or chrome colored one. And then when I pulled it up and got it unhooked, there was another one inside of its gullet. So, I mean, that's definitely a killer lure. And it's one of those very versatile lures. You can burn it. You can do the yo-yo type of thing. I remember back in the day when me and old Johnny used to go out and fish, it was one of those two different types of lures. It's either a jerk bait in the fall or it was, a lipless. But with the lipless, you had to do kind of like a little yo-yo type of motion to give it that fluttery fall to it. But a very versatile lure. Works great. You're ripping it through the grass too. The only thing is you do kind of have to worry about wood and things like that. They do tend to stick into those, especially if you got some nice sticky hooks on there. They can definitely dig into the wood.
Yeah.
I know DEBO'S a big proponent of making sure you're double checking your hooks all the time and even changing them out. I like to think that I would do a better job at that if I just checked it more often, but I feel like for me it's stupid. It's a bad luck type of thing. If I change out the hooks or do something like that, I'm probably going to lose it on the next cast.
Oh, Randy, it's not bad luck to change your hooks, buddy. I'll protect you. Lipless. I mean, Randy covered a bunch of it from fall on. Once those fish move up shallow, the back of coves, you can burn these literally as fast as you can. I remember there was a day last year when Randy and I were fishing them. When I'm thinking, man, it's like the water's pretty chilly, and I just started burning it. Started catching fish, and I think I caught, I don't know, like 8 or 9 in one spot. One was like a 3.5, 4 pounder, something like that on the Tequila Sunrise, one of these. Burning it in pretty cold water. And then as it gets colder, if you find that drop off where fish are at, you can yo-yo it, which is you can go kind of hard and stroke it like you would a jig, or just kind of reeling up your slack. And really it's that flutter. It's almost like the pause where fish will hit a jerkbait on that pause. It's almost the same thing with a lipless. It's not the working part of it that you're looking for. You're looking to keep it above them, and on that weightless fall, bam, they'll hit it. So, just giving it, 1, 2, 3 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you need, keep it above them, but it's really that fall. So yo-yoing it, burning it, any sort of green grass that you've still got. This is probably more prevalent for the southern states now. If you find spots, that's what the guy was talking about today. And I wish I remembered the show. I should have taken a picture with my phone. But they were flipping and pitching wood, and he said, oh, there's some, eel grass or something by this log that had 2 of them on it. He's like, yeah, there's still good green grass by this one on Watts Bar. So places where you've still got good green grass, find the grass, find the bass, going into fall, late fall. I know for us here, any spots where you can find that still have good green grass lines, you're generally always going to find some fish stacked up on it. So a lipless, man, cast it, reel it, yo-yo it, burn it around grass. Definitely a must-have for fall into late winter fishing. But the
And
only thing I would say, instead of a half ounce when the bite kind of gets tough and the water gets colder, don't be afraid to drop down to like a little quarter ounce. I don't have as many of those. I don't fish them as much as I should, but I've had killer good luck on little quarter ounce on a spinning rig. So
one other thing that to kind of go along with the lipless is I feel like much easier to cast, especially in the fall around here. It gets super windy, and you can cast lipless
oh
much
yeah,
easier than what like a jerk bait would be.
bomb those.
The jerk bait just kind of sails. It catches the wind and
They'll
just
kind of
kind of
spin.
flutters.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
kind of grab and
yeah.
spin a little bit. Yep.
And so if you're struggling with something like that, definitely consider switching over to a lipless and seeing if that helps out any.
So I just did a quick. This was not real scientific or anything. I didn't have any other way of doing this, so sorry, it wasn't rigged or anything. I did up and down scrolling and then clicked to grab a couple people where all the veteran comments were. The first one, actually, the second was Fisherman83. I still have them up. Fisherman83, as a vet, thank you for your service. You get either, I don't know which one you would like. I don't know if you guys are going to fight over it. Hopefully not. The top water or the jerk bait, and then also W-Track 71. 91 and 95 Gulf Vet, either the jerk bait or the top water. Hopefully you don't pick the same one. Comment and let me know. And then actually it doesn't really matter. Send me an email, both of you. I know you're both still in here. DEBO'SFishing@gmail.com. I'll get you a veteran inspired Merc, a jerk bait with a couple other goodies. Send me your information. DEBO'SFishing@gmail.com with a screenshot of your YouTube screen name, so I know it's you, because yes, unfortunately we have had people trying to win stuff and take things that weren't theirs. So thank you for not just you two, but all the vets out there. We appreciate y'all. I wanted to do a little something because it was so close to Veterans Day. I thought it would be fun. So hopefully you guys don't pick the same one. If you do, I'll have to figure something else out. Hopefully one says one and one says the other. I didn't really think that through, did I? I should have just said first person wins this one. Second one wins this one. I got to be more decisive on these, Randy.
Yeah, you do.
But anyway, we're still going to be doing another giveaway. So for anybody, the regular, put a hashtag in. Anybody can win. Doesn't matter. Appreciate y'all. We had 280. I was just looking. 275 now. 275 people watching. I love it. Let's try to get to some comments. I have been neglecting comments as far as lures. I think those were my big ones, honestly. Jig, inline spinner / blade, swim bait, jerk bait, and lipless. Those were my big five that I would be fishing right now.
I can't believe I forgot this. I've been throwing the free rig still. Free rig's still been working for me.
The old free rig, huh?
It's doing a little something different for me. The other day I was actually threw a worm, kind of like a finesse worm onto the free rigs. I was out of my creature baits. It's either out or the colors I had weren't biting. So I switched it over to a worm and actually picked up a couple on the worm too. Kind of crazy
Nice.
idea, but yeah.
I didn't say it. I didn't put up my top five because I don't like speaking of it, but the drop shot around here, the ponds that I were fishing were super scummy. And the last video, that was the last time I was out fishing. I caught on a drop shot. How crazy is that? But again, I could put it there. I was dragging it slow, just kind of barely hopping it. I could keep it just barely kind of above and through that grass. Carol, I also wanted to highlight you. You won one of the mummified bone spook ones from Halloween. I never heard from you. So if you still want that, let me know. Send me an email, DEBO'SFishing@gmail.com. I'm assuming you're still in here. I never heard from you. So I don't know if you left early. I thought you were on that night when I pulled you as the winner. But
I think she was.
DEBO'SFishing@gmail.com. If you want me to defer to somebody else, I know I've had people do that. Let me know. But let's see.
Who I think it might have been Nick Rodriguez from a little bit ago. Just touched on. He just said fluke ? That kind of I kind of put fluke into the same category as like a paddle tail or something like that. Kind of a
People put it in the
similar
same category
technique.
as this. I have never had as good a luck with a fluke as I have a suspending jerkbait in the fall/winter.
Sure.
Early fall, if they're chasing fish, yes. Like when it gets this cold, I would pick up 9 times out of 10 a suspending jerkbait over a fluke. That's just me, man. I don't know if it's like more of a southern thing. Oh, comment, let me know. People talk about that all the time. When I say jerkbait, they're like, "Oh, are you talking about a fluke, like a soft jerkbait, or one of these, like a suspending, slow sinking type jerkbait?" That's just me. I don't know.
Drop shot.
Fish Daddy said, if you're trying to trick Debo on a giveaway, then you got a big dump in your pants. Fish Daddy sent me that. It was the fight between Tyson and what was the dude's name? I know the fight. I'd never seen the pre-fight conference, but it was like, he's like, if you don't think I can beat this guy, I've been training hard enough. If you think I'm a joke or something, he's like, you got a big dump in your pants. And then he goes on talking. He's from like Massachusetts or Maine or somewhere up north. I forget what his name is, but I was cracking up. Anyway, that was a Nick Fatboy Fishing put that in there on Instagram. So y'all are funny. Favorite drop shot baits, Mike says. Listen, man, I am not the guy to talk about drop shot baits. I've honestly had good luck with like smaller worm type things. Not a robo worm, funny enough. I have not had good luck on robo worms, but like the flatworm / the KVD Dream Shot, I think it's called. Those kind of longish worms. I think it's the Dream Shot, right? I'm still sharing.
Longish, short-ish.
Let's see, Dream. Look at there. Apparently, I've searched for it before. I think it's a thing, maybe. Boom, the Dream Shot. Not the Magnum version, just the regular. That's the open pour. So it was like the green pumpkin blue. Is that a thing? Green pumpkin blue flake?
It's the green pumpkin, red.
Green pumpkin sapphire was the
and...
color that I've had really good luck with. This one and then the sexy shad one. They have one that looks like a sexy shad. They used to. Maybe they don't anymore. Oh, maybe they don't anymore. So they used to have one that was like white, yellowish, and then a blue. That's interesting that they don't make it anymore. Maybe that's an open pour. Let's check here. Hold on. Ah, yep. Sexy shad. It's one of the open pours. So those two have been money for me. Again, I wouldn't take my word for it. I am definitely not a drop shot master. But like a slender, kind of wormish type like this. I like this one because it had a little bit thicker head. So I could run like a cover or like a straight shank, like worm hook, like a robo worm hook on it instead of nose hooking it. But some of the other ones like a flatworm so this Yum Sonar minnow, this dude is small. This is 3 inches. I can clear this off for you here. This is another one that I thought, oh my gosh, that thing looks killer. I bet it would be killer on a little drop shot to mimic baitfish. Look at the movement that thing has. Just barely hitting it.
Oh, yeah.
And then out the other day, I was fishing. What the hell was I fishing? On the drop shot, and I caught fish. No monsters, but oh my gosh, I'm blanking. What was it? Somebody who's seen that video that has a better memory than me. I can't remember what the hell lure I was fishing.
I don't know names of stuff, so.
Oh my god, dude, I'm absolutely blanking. I can't think of the freaking. That's embarrassing. Shows how many times I used to get hit in the head and what cranial damage does to you. I have to go to YouTube Studio to look at this real quick. Good lord, dude, I cannot remember.
Somebody just said, I need a drink. Somebody talk about thermal printing.
Dude, it's not on the cover too. It was one of them that wasn't on the cover. Why? Oh, it was the
was it the Gander Mountain?
Gosh. It was the X-Zone.
X-Zone, yeah, everyone's saying X-Zone right now.
Yes, Hot Shot Minnow. There we go. Hot Shot Minnow. Thank you, Chris. Good lord, dude. I think I need a drink. It's the freaking camera. It has me absolutely spun out. I did about drop a real F-bomb earlier. I was so pissed. Oh, $150 for a sweet Elgato camera that doesn't work. Anyway, what else do we got? Let's see. What other comments do we got going here, everybody? Now that I've had a brain fart and couldn't even remember what I'm doing.
Weren't you gonna
Been
go
catching
look
them
at
on
something? No,
Tube. Was I going to go look at something? I don't think so.
I thought you were. Oh no, you already found it. Sorry, my bad.
GC says, been catching them on a tube. Yeah, tube, dude. Tube is a great old school bait. Man, I used to throw the heck out of them. I haven't thrown a tube very much. I tried doing a stupid tube after Gramps and Hellabass were talking it all up. I didn't catch anything on it. I ended up switching to, I don't remember what those days, but I tried. And then I was like, I don't have confidence in this. I got to get a video for the YouTubes or everybody will hate me. Even though I only got one out this week because I'm an absolute slacker. More time. More time in the week.
8:35, fishing the southeast, this or that.
Brennan, 8:35. What do you got, my friend? What do you got?
This or that flat side or lipless crank.
Joseph says I'm getting there. I like the power bait minnows for drop shot, the fathead minnow, and silver shiner. I have not used, I don't think, the power bait minnows. I think I have some like the bigger flukes or whatever, but let's see, 8:35. This or that, flat side or lipless crank. Man, again, I think it depends on where you're at for the time of year. So it was November when I was watching one of the other days I was watching what show was that? I don't remember what show it was, but they were throwing flat side cranks, but again, it was somewhere south. So for me, I think that flat side crank bite kind of dies off in like that 50-ish degree weather or water temperature, I would say. And it's probably different everywhere, but for me, that's a little bit warmer where I'm cranking for them. They're still actively looking for fish. Where it's at now, I mean, it was high of, I think we got to 32 here today, and it's been cold. So I'm assuming water temperatures are, Dustin's in here. Dustin, have you been out? What are temps your way? I haven't fished for a couple weeks since I did that last video. So that was like last Sunday I went out. I don't remember what day was that. Did that video come out? November 2nd. So November 2nd was the day before that. Actually, I think it was October 31st because I think I said it was the day before November. That's the last time I've been out. So here,
I mean,
I'm
again,
guessing
I think
40s. Water's in the 40s somewhere.
I would agree the where are you fishing at though also. I mean, I don't know as if I really want to throw a lipless if I'm, fishing something overly rocky. I kind of want something to bang a little bit and kind of get down there and maybe, I don't know, confuse a fish into biting or something. I don't know. But where to fish or where you're fishing at has a big to do about it.
So Trillium, perfect example here. I ran into the exact same thing on one of the little ponds by me. The only thing I could get them on was a drop shot, man. That's it. I tried moving baits. I didn't even get a sniff on a moving bait. As soon as I switched over that drop shot first cast, caught one. I thought, oh, dude, it's going to be on. My buddy Tom ended up running into me out there. He's like, oh, you've been catching them? I think I caught one more out there. And then he ran into me and was talking to me. He's like, yeah, dude, I haven't had crap for luck. He actually said before that, when it was just slightly warmer, he had been catching most of his on a chatterbait mini max, which I only fished just a little bit. I had a red one here from the other day. He said he'd been catching most of his on this. So it's got a smaller blade, good persistent thump, but it's definitely more of like a small, compact profile. This is one of the missile baits, mini D chunks. Huge fan of these things. They put off a good amount of kick and a little small, chunk licking profile on a finesse jig, on a chatterbait. But he said he had been having most of his luck on this, and he noticed a difference in this compared to like the jackhammer, or I think he was fishing the cross eyes too. Both of those.
I actually was out the other day when the weather hadn't, taken a turn and dropped way off, but I was actually throwing the big one, the chatterbait big blade, and caught one on there and missed another. That was kind of fun. First one I caught on on one of them.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe to say you're done frogging? Actually, Nick, I've got a couple micro frogs that I might throw in my tank and see if I can get fudge stripe to blow up on, just to tie me over until next year. So Nick said, any tips, techniques to keep the ice out of line guides this time of year? People have said, I think, is it Vaseline or like real snot type KVD line stuff that you can put on the inside of those?
I think
I've never
you can
done that.
do Real Magic, like something
Yeah,
like
like Real
that'll
Magic.
keep it off of there.
Man, I don't mess with stuff on my guides. I would say if you've got, it's going to ice up quicker and easier on micro guides. So if you've got a couple different rods and you have a rod with larger guides, or a rod with like the larger just stainless steel inserts, which usually you find on more of the budget rods. I know TFO actually went to it, like a little bit different type of stainless steel, like no insert, so they're a little bit bigger, something like that. But no, I don't coat anything to mess with that type of stuff. So I don't know really what to say there.
Usually, I mean, your line has to deal with it a little bit as well. I know they have like ice fishing line that has whatever infused into the line itself that helps prevent ice or the guides from icing up.
Dustin said 55 last Tuesday. That's still warmer than I would have thought. Yeah, dude, it completely depends. Yeah, TKO said Flatside killed it in 47-degree water a few weeks ago. And so I think it kind of depends on where you're at and where the fish are at, and a confidence thing. For me, I've thrown a lipless so much longer than I've thrown a flat side, like the Fritz side, 5 or 7, whatever, has been really good luck for me, but it's been more of like the later fall, not cold like now. So
right.
Again, I think it's a regional and confidence thing. Another good one I didn't even think about is a DT. If you don't have like all the flat sides and stuff, like just a regular Rapala DT balsa type crankbait is good still in that colder water. I think flat sides will outshine those, especially with the ones they put out now, like the OG and the Fritz side and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean the Rapalas are still awesome. DTs are great.
Yes, sir.
Can you throw the Minimax on a bait caster? Yeah, I think it goes down to, is a quarter the smallest? We can jump over and look here. I forget what the smallest it goes to. I was throwing mine on it. I think I was throwing the 1/4 ounce. It might go down to a 3/16. Quarter is the smallest. So yeah, I was throwing a 1/4 on it. And once you put the trailer on there, it gives you a little extra weight anyway. But yeah, 1/4 on a casting rod is usually no issue. As long as you go with lighter line, like for me, that's like 10-pound line if I'm going with more of a finesse setup. If you're trying to throw that on 17-pound line on a heavy power rod, that's going to be hard. But something with a little bit more flex in it, a medium power rod with 10-pound line, even 12-pound, you'll have no issue with that. So let's see. We're at an hour. Let's do a giveaway quick. A fall/winter fishing bundle. I'll probably throw in like a flat side, a lipless, the stuff we talked about tonight, probably some underspins, finesse jig, just kind of a little get together conglomeration of goodies. That's going to be for anyone here.
When you get a second, Randy Sully, 838, one has to go is his question. And he lists 4 lures. First being a jig, frog, Texas rig, or a crankbait. One's got to go.
Nobody got it. Nobody guessed what I typed in for the deal here. Let me share.
Oh, boy.
And it's not what you think.
Are you wanting to share? Is that what you said?
Yep, I'm getting over to it here. I had to unshare my Tackle Warehouse thing here. So it's #FWinter, which is fall, winter combined. I don't know what you all thought FWinter was, but it's fall, winter, because that's kind of what it is here.
Should have done a winter is coming. Winter is here. No, don't do that. Yeah, never mind.
Winter is upon us. No, it's FWinter because I hate winter, but it's kind of a both.
I'm surprised you don't have your bibs on right now.
Dude, I should. That was another thing I was going to touch on. I'm going to go over that in my ice fishing. I'm going to do an ice fishing video of So hashtag F winter if you want to be entered into the late fall, early winter fishing giveaway. We'll draw here in a little bit. I'll go over that because I did pick up a few new things. One of them I cracked up when I got it. It was not at all what I expected for my new piece of gear. I was laughing. It's a little overkill, but after I thought about it, I'm like, actually, this might be pretty badass. But yeah, dude, bibs and an ice fishing coat, complete game changer. Part 1. I would still get cold and probably not ice fish if I just had bibs and a nice coat. Once I got my hut, not game changer, life changer. I'm actually looking forward to ice fishing this year. Man, you just sit in your little hut, turn your heater on, and it's fun. We've been out there a whole day, me and Dad, me and Randy, and like, you don't get cold. I don't even have my coat on. I've got a sweatshirt and my bibs, and I'm like.
Or you run into the instance where you're like, man, I gotta flip the top open here. It's gotten a little warm in here.
Yeah. I have to crack my vents because my glasses are so hot. I'm sweating. It's so hot in my hut, and it's 20 degrees out right now. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it, man. Especially having like the camera. It's like video games, being able to see the fish come up and mess with them.
I'll tell you this much. In line with the ice fishing talk, last year I got to go inside my boots. I got like a pair of the hot hands, the hand warmer things. They make insoles as well. They don't warm up per se, but they I think reflect the heat somehow and keep the heat inside your boot versus letting it peel out from the sole into the ice or whatever. So those are definitely a game changer as well.
Adam said I threw the quarter ounce on a Zillion SVTWG. Oh my gosh, dude. Adam, we're best friends. I love the Zillion. Favorite reel of the year. That's another one. So that's 2 I'm going to be doing. Randy, we need to get together and talk about any times. So I want to do within the next few weeks here. I know we're not done with the year yet, but I'm pretty much done fishing. I should have a couple trout fishing videos coming up because we've got some local trout stockings going on. Maybe Randy can come out with me and have a good fun day. I'll bring your reel back to you. You can catch some trout on it or no trout. I want to do like the fun, like the best and worst / funniest moments of the year of us. So kind of like a bloopers / just rundown of fun stuff of the year.
Oh,
I want to do best and worst gear. So like rods and reels / line, and then best and worst lures, which I always do. People love that one. So those will be coming up.
Oh, so kind of like, best and worst moments. Like one of the best is when you fell in.
I did fall in again. That seems to be a yearly occurrence. And then found out that I don't have. Actually, I'm lucky I didn't get even more soaked because the pants that I had were 34s. Fatty Debo has gained 40 pounds since I put that pack together 2 years ago. So I wouldn't have been able to fit into 34s. I'm up to 38 now. That's how much I've gone up my fat butt. Same thing for underwear. So I'd have been like in little fat guy in little underwear and little pants. Looking like skinny jeans. So luckily I didn't have to do that. I had to repack my bag, but I also found out I didn't have any socks in there, and my socks were completely dry.
Oh, man. I think it's hilarious. I think it's beyond hilarious that you have a fall in the water go kit in the back of your truck just for those times that you fall in the water.
Dude, every year. That's, I think, 4 years in a row that I fell in some shape or form. Up to my knees, all the way up to completely up to my chest. I thought I ruined my camera.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, you got to risk it, man. If you're not risking it and almost falling in, you're not fishing, dude. Rich, caught them on a lipless in Iowa, 30 degrees. Awesome, dude. I don't know where you're at here in Iowa. I'm in Cedar Rapids. That's good to hear. And you got a chunk of a bass there, dude. Good stuff, Rich.
Yeah.
Hashtag flow. Oh, we got a donation coming in. Let's see. Somebody said hashtag free stuff. Let's see. What do we got? All sorts of hashtag F winters. I'm glad you all don't like winter as much as me. It's good to see the support, everyone. I think is that Nick's avatar? I get used to people's avatars, so I hate when people switch it up because then I don't know who's who when they switch up their little name icon deal. Where is it at? I'm pretty sure that's Nick, right? It is Nick Rodriguez with a $10 bomb. Thank you, brother. Cheers to that. I want to see an ice fishing video where Debo fishes with all the summer stuff. Frogs on top and punching ice holes. So Rich, that's still one of the funniest ones that Gramps and I joke about. Rich was like, I don't even remember what he was saying in the video, but he's throwing a frog on top of the ice and is like, I don't think the
Oh
frog
yeah.
bites on anymore or something like that. Cracking up. Thanks for the $10, brother. I appreciate anybody that donates to the stream. I never asked for it, but I appreciate the heck out of y'all. I need to do so. I'll be doing like a ice fishing, like getting ready things that this year I want to kind of spin it towards things that I would deem as essential. Like if you really want to ice fish a bunch every year, all the way up to the things that you don't need this, but here's like why I've used it and I like it versus here's why I've used it and I think it was an absolute waste of money type stuff. So kind of give you an overview on what I've done. I know that's not for everybody. Not everybody even has ice, but let's see. Dustin said the blooper video will be awesome. Yeah, that should be a fun one. Hashtag. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been hashtag Debo and a muffin top if I'd have tried to squeeze into those. Let's see. Yeah, Debo does need to go on Weight Watchers. So I shared my story. Oh my gosh, who was this in here? This must be.
I got rid of him.
Okay, thank you. Lost my train of thought. It must have been Randy's alternate account trying to get me all hot and bothered. Where was I going with that? Shoot. Oh, so I posted Tuesday. Yeah. My fat butt stepped on the scale. I had to go to the doctor's office for some prescriptions and stuff. 240 basically is what I was at. 240. 2 years ago, I was at hovering around like 205. So I've gained almost 40 pounds in 2 years. Pretty pathetic. I'm out of shape. So I was sharing that on my Instagram that I need to get my butt back into it. Worked out a few times this week, lifting weights. I am sore as absolute hell because I haven't lifted for 2 weeks or 2 weeks, 2 years. So I'll weigh myself Monday and we'll kind of try to keep it up, sharing with everybody, try to keep me on the grind, keep me accountable. So let's see, we're at what, 145? Okay, I'll give you guys a couple minutes more. Hopefully we can get to 150. Hashtag FWinter if you want to be entered into the late fall / winter themed giveaway. Let's see here. We'll give a couple seconds here. Yeah, hashtag frog winter. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to absolutely drop an ice hole last year, Rob. I wanted to do more than that to that piece of crap. Yeah, that dude was a piece of shite, to say the least. You run into all kinds of people, man. What else? What was the biggest bass? Man, the biggest bass this year, I didn't do very good this year for size. I think it was that 5.4 up in Minnesota up on the monster bass trip. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a 6 or over this year. Had a couple 5-pounders, but yeah, I think that was the biggest one. So, biggest fish of the year was almost 9-pound northern pike, which was a hell of a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I guess I did catch what was that one pike I caught? Was it 7?
Yeah, you caught a 7-pounder. Yep.
That carp I caught.
That buffalo head, dude. He caught. So, real quick story. We're already at 162 entries. So, if you watch the video where Randy and I were fishing, I ended up snagging one of those buffalo head, which are not a carp. I didn't know that they're a type of sucker. I had to look it up, which is kind of cool because they have a really neat top fin. But anyway, snagged it. The one I caught was big. Randy caught one that was even bigger than mine. He's like, I don't want my picture with it. I don't want to touch it. So I just took it off for him. He didn't even get a picture, but if he would have held it up, dude, that thing was massive.
And I actually caught it in the mouth too. It was
you snagged it in the mouth.
No,
yeah, snagged it.
What was the hybrid I caught? Or was it?
Oh yeah, you caught 5? A really nice hybrid. That was a 7, almost a 7.
Was it?
Right? Yeah.
Oh
no, it was 4. It was 4.5. No. That was your pike.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 4.5 pound hybrid. Yep.
I don't remember.
Which is still
go back and look.
A big hybrid. Yeah. Okay, let's draw a winner for this. We're at 164. I like that number. Here we go. Am I sharing? I am.
You are.
All right, here we go. Random winner for the box of goodies, winter / fall inspired is David Rauschenbach, a good supporter of the channel. David, I'm sure you are still in here, brother. Always watching on the lives. David. Ruschen.
Somebody
Oh,
did a hashtag smelly pike fingers.
yeah, dude, it's so weird. If y'all didn't know, whenever I catch a pike, Randy always is like, "Can I smell your fingers?" I'm like, dude, that is
No.
so weird. It's crazy that he does that, but okay. Hashtag dadbot, hashtag winter. David, are you in here? That is the only catch to
I'm looking.
These giveaways when we do this is you have to be, whoops. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to tag you. David, are you here?
Yep,
So
I
Randy,
see
if
him.
you want to look for that, is he
8:55. He says I'm here.
Okay, there he is. Thanks, I'm here. So David, if you would send me a screenshot of your YouTube and then email me at debosfishing@gmail.com with a screenshot of your YouTube so I know it's you. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody else watching. We're still going to keep going. We're only an hour 20 in. We're still having fun hanging out. So let's do some this or that or some questions. So if you have, Dustin said pike tacos. Yeah, dude, my dad loves pike. They're kind of a pain to clean because they've got like the Y-bone deal or whatever. Yeah, but I was watching
really
ways
small.
to clean them. Well, yeah. So like the way you clean them, you can get essentially four fillets off the top back of it. So it's not like a normal fish where you cut it down the side, fillet it. But they were showing a way to fillet it that I'd never seen before. I was watching some videos on it. It doesn't look that hard, but I know Dad fillets them and eats them. He says they're like a poor man's lobster or something. Somebody was saying like it's kind of a sweet meat, sweet white meat. I know he likes them, but okay. So what do we got? What do we got for this or that questions? What do we got for winter fishing questions? We'll go for another, 10 minutes here, hour and a half. What do you all have? I want to interact with everybody more. I know we've been absolutely past most of the comments.
Jeff Elliott at an 857
Dizzle drum fingers.
Rob Elliott or Jeff Elliott, sorry, this or that flasher / sonar or camera ice fishing.
Okay, so yeah, that's one thing I'm going to talk about. So I think a flasher is definitely a must-have. If you're going out ice fishing without a flasher, you're fishing blind. It's honestly a waste of time. I don't know how anybody would fish without one. I mean, you could drop a lead weight down. Yeah, Randy has. He's done it.
I've done it just because, and the only reason I've ever been successful is just knowing that body of water and knowing where brush piles offshore are and things like that.
Yep.
Or looking for where there's a big congregation of previously cut holes. So kind of cheating that way, but those are the only two ways.
So not only do you hornswoggle me in our regular fishing, you go up and just randomly hornswoggle people.
Not what people are already out there.
Hashtag random hole hornswoggle.
Oh my God.
Hey, if you guys have random holes, protect them from Randy. He'll hornswoggle any hole he can find, apparently. So a flasher to me is a must-have. I mean, like when you're hole hopping and you're looking for the deepest part of water, or you're looking for a hole, like a deep spot around you. You're drilling holes, you're dropping that flasher in. Okay, I'm in 6 foot, 6 foot, 6 foot. Fifth hole, I drop it in, boom, 12 feet. Okay, I'm going there. Generally, I'm trying to fish the deepest spot I can find. Any of those, a little bit deeper holes, are where the fish are going to congregate. So for me, a flasher is a must-have to be able to tell your depth. You can still watch the fish come up to your lure. But once you get into a spot where you're really confident there's a lot of fish, a camera is not a must-have, but I can't, number one, and this is kind of why I've talked about the what's the word? Correlation between like watching fish on a camera to people fishing like live scope and stuff. How frustrating that can be. When I'm watching fish on a camera, number one, I can't believe the number of fish bites that I don't even feel, where they're just in the same spot and just go and suck it in and I can set the hook. I don't feel it. I don't see my rod move.
Yeah.
That's number one. And number two, all the different types of fish and how I'm working it. Like you can really see exactly how they're reacting to it. You can see that on a flasher too, but man, the camera, it's so much fun.
What's one thing outside of the normal, what's one unconventional thing that you wouldn't go, or you wouldn't go out on the ice necessarily without having this thing?
Your ice, two things. Your ice things, in case you fall in, number one,
Sure.
ice spikes. And two, spikes on your boots, because it's such a pain to try to get around
Oh
without spikes
God.
on your boots.
Trying to pull something.
Oh, it's
Um,
almost impossible, especially when there's dusting of snow. Almost
I've
impossible.
I've actually gotten a very, very, very short mechanic screw back in the day. I used to take those and like drill them into the bottom of my boots, and they worked amazing. Um, the only other thing that somebody said something about waterproof gloves. I'm not really big into that, but I will take like a pair of nitrile gloves and wear them underneath like a thin pair of other gloves. So they let you still be dexterous, I think would be the right word. I don't know. They still let you use your fingers, tie small knots even with those gloves on, and they keep your hands super warm.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the difference between fishing on sitting on a bucket versus sitting in a hut. Because I remember back when I was little, Dad would plop me on a bucket and we'd go out ice fishing. And I only went a handful of times, like maybe 5 times. I'm like, this is the worst thing on the face of the earth. I don't ever want to go do this anymore with you, Dad. And that was kind of the end of my, because man, he just sat on a bucket and freeze his strawberries off. And he's like, oh, I'm not cold. I'm fine. Even to this day, we'll go out and I'm like, damn, Dad, are you getting cold? Nope, I'm fine. I don't know what it is. Dude loves the cold.
I thought it
If we
was
get out,
it's
dude, remind me. If we get out all together this year, let's try to throw that in a video as a surprise. Even if we've been out there all day and it's like blowing snow, every time I ask Dad, never once have I had him say, "Yeah, it's getting really cold. I'm starting to get cold." Never once. Oh, I'm fine. No, I'm fine.
I thought it was funny that day that we all three of us went out, and we were sitting there, and as it was like four wheelers and things like that were screaming past us on the ice. Like we had a big crack go from hole to hole to hole,
Oh yeah,
and we all felt it. And your dad even kind
yeah.
of one
I
of
did
those
hear
type of
Dad even
things.
go, "Oh damn."
Yeah, I was like, holy cow, that's wow, that was a serious one, huh?
Aaron, this or that in winter, slow finesse fishing or power reaction fishing? Yeah, for me, when it gets cold, I have a lot better luck slowing down, hopping around, pieces of structure that we think are going to have fish, whether that's like a little jig or a Ned rig, um, even a suspending jerk bait. But I'm fishing it pretty slow, and I don't know if you would call that a reaction bait. I guess it's more of a reaction, but yeah, generally for me, I'm slowing down. So even if it is a reaction style bait, I'm slowing down with it. Definitely. Let's see. Best colors to throw in the winter. I don't know that I necessarily have a color that I would switch up to in the winter. I know the things around here, like a lot of times you're going to get that water that's starting to clear out a little bit. It's not as dirty and muddy unless you've, had fronts and stuff. But,
Hmm.
a lot of the places around here, once the vegetation and stuff starts to die out, we'll get places that are a little bit cleaner. So I might go to more natural colors, I would say, as opposed to like in the spring where it's like, there's all bunch of rain. What do they say? April showers bring May flowers or whatever. There's always rain. There's always fronts. There's always wind. Stuff is always dirty and turned up. Um, so I would say probably more natural-ish colors, I guess. Randy,
Yeah,
you have any thoughts to
I
that?
would I would agree 100% to that. Natural colors, um, whatever you have in the area, kind of pinpoint those. Um, you don't really have to
Bassam with,
worry about a whole lot.
go ahead.
Sorry, what's that over there? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I didn't know I
No,
thought you were done.
I was just saying you don't have to worry a whole lot about the overly colorful lures versus the super bland. Just go natural.
Yeah, unless you fish a place. I mean, there's places that are dirty, muddy all the time. So, it might be, you have better luck on a brighter lipless than you would, a jerkbait, which is more of a sight lure.
Hmm.
So it really depends on where you're fishing and stuff. But Bassin with Big Malone, shout out to him. He sent some sweet jig skirts over to when I was watching Randy and Jermaine and Brennan on their live the other night. He sent some sweet skirts over to Jermaine So shout out to him doing some good work. But he said, what is your top 3 tied on right now? My top 3 baits. If I went out tomorrow, I would say probably a Ned rig / finesse jig, a suspending jerk bait, and I would probably say just a little paddle tail on a jig head would be my 3.
What was this? What was the second one?
Suspending jerk bait.
And this is for, I'm assuming this is the fall. What's the fall type top 3 right now?
Nope.
Or just in general?
What is your top 3 tied on right now? If we went out tomorrow and I think it's supposed to be a high of 32 again here. Let me check.
It would be free
What are your
rig,
3?
jig, free rig, jig, and I think I actually still have a small chatterbait tied on. So probably
High of 35 tomorrow. Heat wave.
Oh, barn burner.
So chatterbait, free rig, and what was the other one?
Jig. Come on.
Oh, duh. Yep. Okay. So pretty similar.
Yeah.
Brennan, this or that Huddy or Ned rig in the coldest month of the year. I have zero confidence on a big Huddy. I'm not a big bait guy. I know that's your deal and you love it and you catch fish on it. I don't. I have not put enough time in on it, man. Ned rig catches fish wherever you're at. Cold months. Ned rig for sure. I have no shame in my Ned game.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh yeah, Dustin. So he's just next to me over in Illinois. He said I ice fish for years without a flasher. Now I feel lost without it. Yeah, man. I mean, you can see exactly the depths that you're at. You know, when you're hole hopping, you can see the drop offs. You can find them. I can imagine like a Panoptics where you can see that live view of stuff. Dad's like, should we get one of those? Like, man, that's a lot. It's like $2,000 for an ice fishing. That's more than my hut. Like, that's insane. But I know they work. I know they work a lot. This or that, winter river or lake fishing. So Clint, I am not a huge river guy. The thing about rivers is they're built a little bit different, where I think those, temperature fluctuations don't mess with them as much. Those fish are just built a little bit different. It's not like a lake fish where, oh, okay, water's coming down this much, or, a huge temperature drop. I think river fish just perform differently. Though I'm not a huge river guy, I have more confidence in the lakes and stuff that I'm around. I like fishing rivers and stuff. I just don't have as much confidence or experience in fishing all the rivers, because generally most of them around here you need some sort of like decent boat.
Yeah.
And my little John boat with a 40 power
or a boat that you don't necessarily care too much about, or that can handle
a boat that won't capsize because it's a 11-foot John boat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get out on. So let's see. Best color. So we kind of went over colors. I must be behind. Protect your holes. Let's see. Hole snatcher. Hide your holes. Oh my God, all the comments coming in. I love it. We'll have to get a shirt made of one of those. Here's a good one. So for ice fishing, I know not everybody does it, but this is one thing I was going to touch on. An inline or a spinning reel for your ice fishing. So I absolutely love the little inline or little inline like round. So it was the 13 fishing Black Betty. Is that what it's called? I think.
I have no
the 13
idea.
fishing one, the round one. So like the little round reels that look like a little round.
Oh yeah,
as opposed to like an open face spinning reel. I love those because it's got specifically the 13 fishing ones. There's other ones out there. I've got another one from another company. It's is it a Fluger? It might be like a Fluger something. But anyway, it's got the button that you push on the side. It's not a huge deal. It's still a round reel. You push the button on it, the line drops. The 13 fishing was nice because it's got a little trigger there. So you like, I'm holding it like this. Yeah.
The Black Betty free fall.
Yep, free fall. It drops. You let your finger off the trigger, it stops. So it's just an ease of use thing. It doesn't have as much drag as like a spinning reel. I know that's why some people like the spinning reels better.
It's when I first saw it, I was like, "Why? This is like a fly rod or a fly reel. I'm like,
Hmm.
how is this thing even
That's
gonna
what it looks
work? And
like. Yeah, a
it's,
little fly reel. Yeah.
but yeah, I know I picked up one and haven't actually used it a whole lot, but the time I did use it, I liked it. It's definitely different, and I felt like it was easier to, because sometimes ice fishing can get crazy. You're trying to deal with, maybe burning your bibs on your heater and trying to pull the deucer out of the hole, and just like all
Yeah.
these different things, and it
Yeah, I
a little
did
bit
get too
easier.
close with my bibs. I don't remember what I was doing. I burnt a big hole in my bibs. That was 2 years ago. Burnt a big hole in my bibs. Got it right next to the heater. Luckily, I didn't burn my leg. So I would say those are no longer the cool thing about the strike. Was it Striker? God, I can't even think of the company now. Strike Master, is that it? Whatever they are, they're flotation devices. So if you have the top and
Oh
bottom,
yeah.
you can jump in and you'll float. So it's a way to help protect you if you were to fall through the ice. You float, and then you just got to use your picks to get out before you catch hypothermia. But I would say with mine, with a big hole burnt in the side of it, they're probably not floatable anymore. So yeah, I like the little inlines, man. I just think they're super efficient. You just pop it, it goes right down. Now, I think that's different because, again, I fish in a hut, so I don't ever have to worry about line freezing if I'm fishing outside a hut, which I really don't do a ton of unless it's like really nice out. Um, it will start to freeze on the guys, and you kind of have to like break it and pull it down a little bit, kind of like you would a spinning rod.
Hmm.
But in the hut, man, it's just straight down. And
Yep. Definitely.
never go on the ice without wet wipes. Ooh, that's a good point. Luckily, I've never had to do that, but that would be bad. Yikes. I have had to pee in my ice hole before. I think that's pretty common for ice fishermen.
In the
That's why you drill
ice.
2 holes. Pee in the hole. Let's see the name of these gloves. Seal skins. I know my dad has some. I don't have any waterproof gloves. Randall, do you know what the name of your waterproof gloves are you were talking about?
Oh, I responded to that one already.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I did notice I was at one of the local places, looking at gloves just because I really liked the fish monkey ones. We both have one. The black,
Hmm.
was it the black pair? And I think with the
Yep.
the the index finger and the thumb both flip open, and then the rest they
Yeah.
shut. And
Yep.
so I was looking at their like actual ice gloves, and at the time, dude, those things were like, for a pair of gloves, they were over $100. And I'm just
What?
like, yeah. I just looked on their website, and they're like $90 right now.
Wow. Yeah, Dave actually says right below the one I picked, fish monkey gloves. Yeah, I'm not a big guy of like keeping gloves on. Like I wear them when I'm moving and pulling my hut and everything. After that, I take them off as soon as I'm in the hut. Like I'm never cold enough in the hut that I would need gloves. And the thing is, once your
Hmm.
gloves get wet, like they're done, unless you have waterproof ones. So I have like a big thick pair that I wear while I'm dragging stuff around. And then once I get to my spot, throw my thing over and just take my gloves off. So
So yeah, I'm looking at these gloves, and they say that they are good for 30 below and 100% waterproof. Those are the fish monkey ones, a
wow,
$90 pair.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Rob, so I don't know what you mean, this or that, regular Tuesday night or members live. I'm not sure what that means. Regular Tuesday night or a members live. Please explain, Rob. I'm not sure what that question is. Couple people saying, "Hey, good live stream. We appreciate you taking off. Thank you guys. I love you all for watching." Dizzle's top 3: jig, jig, and jig. Yep, correct.
Sorry,
What
this
else
is the
we got?
last point I'm gonna make about these gloves. They have something called a thumb nose wipe material. So on the backside of the thumb,
You can go.
there's like, yes, it looks like it's like almost like a uh, what's it called? Like a sandpaper, a really fine sandpaper grit on the back of it is what it
It's like
looks
this.
like. I'm sure it's
It's
not
like
the
the
same.
stuff on top of the Fred Rumbanus boom boom frog. They put that on
Yes,
it.
similar. Uh,
Ooh, Randy, why are your gloves all crusty? Oh, I got that. Gross. I'm not sitting next to this guy.
yeah.
Let's see. That. How's the Shut Up Randy? Hopefully we'll have a Shut Up Randy shirt soon. I need to get all those launched and going. What else do we have? I still use spinning reels and schoolies. Let's see, Rich. Yep, schoolie reel for $5. Those are just the round ones, right? That you just reel forward or backwards on like the. I think they put them like this way or whatever. You have to flip them around. Let's see. Okay, let's do a couple more questions and get out of here. We're at an hour 39. Oh, he was just asking when the next members live will be. Man, let's try to do one soon. What do we want to do? I don't know. You guys got ideas? I need to do in November, members. If you guys have ideas, hit me up. Hit me up on the Instagrams for something we should do. Yep, frog fur. Dizzle's sponsored by Fish Monkey. We knew it. He's like, well, actually, these Fish Monkey gloves are pretty good. They got a nose wipe thing. I don't know of any other gloves that have a nose wipe thing. I pretty much love them.
They do have goat skin leather on the palms of the hands too. I mean,
could you? So the question is, if you grab a pike, can you still smell them through the goat skin glove? Smell your fingers.
Only if on the inside of the Fish Monkey gloves you're wearing turkey gloves.
Or if you have your nitrile gloves on underneath them.
Yeah,
always a good move.
No, just the turkey gloves.
Oh, okay.
Get the turkey gloves. Get the turkey gloves. Get them.
Zillion, man, Pong. I wish I had 1,000 zillions I could just give away every live. They're such a good reel. Next, he said next members live. Debo Christmas list. Man, I don't even have anything that I need. I was looking through my stuff today and I'm like, dude, I gotta like downsize on. I was looking at gear and it's like, dude, I need to get to doing gear reviews. I've got gear that I haven't reviewed yet. It's been like 2 years and I'm like, oh, I really like this one. This will be fun. Haven't done the review.
You still got gear you haven't even worn yet. Or used yet, not worn.
You haven't. See, you still got Fish Monkey gloves. You're like, oh, when can I get my new Fish Monkey gloves? You haven't even worn them yet. Ooh, ice fishing members live. So I had to put the boat in the garage today. Oh, pump for getting on the ice. Dude, you know what would be fun would be to try to do a live while I'm on the ice fishing.
That would be fun, huh?
Except most of the places I fish have
terrible
zero
reception.
Service. Yeah, zero service. Ty Carbide, I do hunt. Dad and I were gonna go pheasant hunting. Was that 2 weekends ago when I went fishing? But I went fishing instead because the weather was still nice. So I think he was a little perturbed that we didn't go. Yeah, I haven't been hunting much lately with fishing because it's like if there's nice weather, I'd rather go fishing and get content than go hunting. I definitely like to fish more than hunt because I hate just sitting forever thinking, man, I could really be getting a video knocked out today. Maybe if I did this full time, I would definitely hunt more, but with it the way it is now, I gotta go.
That's an awesome profile picture, whatever that cat's holding in its hand. I mean, that's just
cat laser eyes with, I don't know, is that a video game controller and he's burning the city with his laser eyes? That is pretty crazy. Let's see. Debo needs some big baits and an editor. No, I need more free time to actually fish and do videos. So if you can find a way for me to do that. Okay. Well, I think we're to the end of it. I'm caught up on comments. I don't see any other questions. Yeah. We'll do a live gear review. That'd be kind of fun. Pick a couple pieces of gear and talk about them. Kind of in-depth show stuff. Gee, maybe if I had a nice camera where I could really show stuff in detail in 1080 60.
1080 60?
Yeah, 1080 60. Stupid POS.
1080 60p 4K 9082 thing.
Terminator. All right. Anyway.
Terminator.
Listen, we've been on for hour 45 jabbering, fishing. Y'all watched. We appreciate the hell out of all y'all. Randy, always appreciate you hopping on, sharing the lives with me. Time to leave. We appreciate the heck out of everybody watching. Thank y'all. And until next Saturday,